fasting is such a powerful tool to utilize to help improve overall well-being, as well as your game performance, your reaction time, your cognition. And I feel like it's kind of just looked over because people underestimate what exactly fasting means. It does not mean you have to go 24 hours without eating anything. That's not what fasting is. There's a lot of variables in fasting. And I think understanding that and putting fasting into effect would help to improve many people's overall well-being and, of course, their game performance. What's up, dreamers? Welcome to Driving and Vibing. Today we're talking about fasting. I think fasting is a very powerful tool. As I just said, I think fasting can very much help you improve game performance. I honestly wish I fasted when I was playing heavily competitive Counter-Strike, because I think that it would have helped enhance my game quite a bit. And I'll get to that in a minute. But before we go any further, what is fasting? Fasting is a prolonged period without eating or drinking, getting certain nutrients. I guess we won't say nutrients. Nutrients, right? To break your fast, right? And that's why it's called breakfast. It's break fast. It breaks your fast, right? Now, there is lots of talk about how many hours it takes, like how many hours do you need to be able to fast. A lot of times you'll come up with this like 16-hour fast, 20-hour fast, and a lot of people just, and there are individual variances, but a lot of people look at that and are like, that's too long. Realistically, out of the gate, yeah, it's going to be a little bit too long. It's going to feel kind of difficult. So you don't want to start there, of course. But no, like 8 to 12 hour fast, 8 to 12 hour fast, 8 to 12 hours. If you're sleeping 8 hours, you're fasting at 8 hours, right? You do not want to eat food within a 2-hour window before bed. But 8 to 12 hours is a good place to start, maybe like average 10. And of course, there's individual variances, but there's also variances between male and female, so you also have to keep that in mind. Obviously, you would have to do a little bit more of your own research, maybe ask your doctor. Disclaimer, I am not a doctor, I'm not a physician, not a nutritionist or a dietitian, okay? This is all research-based from what I've researched and anecdotal. So what are some things that fasting can do? So I'm gonna go ahead and say I fasted. I'm gonna say the biggest impact that I felt. So I fast, my average is 16 hours every single day. Every single day I do 16 hours. Periodically I'll do a 24 hour, but I don't really do anything over that. So this is called intermittent fasting. So fasting, right? I intermittently fast, but I do it daily, right? And one of the biggest impacts that I saw was I had lowered cholesterol. My bad cholesterol, very high. I've gone over this, not necessarily alarming. I went over this in my blood panel video. I'll keep going over this in blood panel videos, but I lowered it 70 points from what I believe the main contributing factor, because I log a lot of different things, was the fact that I was fasting so long, and then I was eating, I was breaking my fast with a healthier food, oatmeal that I made, oats, fruit, almond milk, and honey. That was basically all I put in there. Oats, fruit, yeah. That's basically all and flax seeds and chia seeds. Keeps you filled, keeps you very satiated, right? It helps, I think that was what helped lower my cholesterol. Now, fasting is another thing. It helps to regulate your gut. It helps to regulate hormones, and it helps with sensitivities in food. I just lost my train of thought. The word I'm looking for is sensitivities. Helps with sensitivities, glucose sensitivity, other sensitivities. So fasting is very powerful. It helps to regulate your gut, which has a direct correlation of your mind and your ability to think, right? People say that all the time. Your gut is the heart of your health, basically. Like, it controls how you feel, your mood, a lot of different things, because your gut is basically the epicenter, did I just say that right, of everything that goes on in your body. So if you're cleaning out your gut by fasting and letting your gut do its thing by clearing out toxins, doing this, doing that, right? Lack of better terms there. Then you're, of course, going to kind of exhibit the benefits from that. The added performance, the added cognition, the added reaction time, the less fatigue during the day. Like, you're going to be less fatigued during the day. So fasting is a very powerful tool that you can utilize, and it does not have to be 20-hour fast every single day. You do not have to eat only 1 hour out of the day. You can start slow by 8-10 hours. And keep in mind that fasting, you want to try to start fasting hours before you go to sleep. obviously that would be the best time to do it. And then, you know, you get all those hours during your sleep time that count towards fasting. So I'm gonna make a bunch of videos about this. I'm gonna keep going into more details, tips and tricks that you can do, some tips that I did, but there's a lot of benefits to fasting, and improved game performance most certainly is one of them. If you have anything to add, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I would love to get the conversation started. Hit that like button, helps out the channel. Hit that subscribe button for more content like this. And I hope to see everybody in the next video. Later, Dreamers.